contest or something.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to Far End Domestic. I kind of threw the guys off there, trying to get things rolling. Hope everyone is doing well, and let me throw it over to Alan and get us started off.
Well, very, very good to be here. Been a very tiring week, but start off in the usual fashion. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very nice, very nice.
Well, let's see who YouTube says we've got out in the chat here. First of all, I would absolutely love to welcome double-fistedly the YouTube auditor. Go eat a bowl of dicks. G23, Jerry Parker, Mario Mosen, Pistol Pete. Oh, I said Jerry Parker already. Bald and Curious is out there in a little bit, and Thoughts of an Old Soldier. Good to see things happening going with you. Chris 338, Tom Olfson. I can never pronounce that right. I guess I should say Judge first. Anyway, Lead Bullet Junkie, Corsair Trainers, Lakeview Outdoors, Gunpowder Beauty herself. Yeah, it's starting to fill up out there. Good to see everybody. Tiring week, but we've got some things going on this week, I guess.
Yeah, we do. We got a miscellaneous donor decided to throw a $100 gift card out there for Midway USA. So here in a little while, we'll ask you guys a question, and the first one to get the question right will win that gift card. But let's get to our guest. We got Jamie. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing pretty well, man. Well, I've been on vacation this past week. Been up in the mountains, up around North Georgia, Tennessee, and North Carolina, and been a relaxing week. Got a cabin with a hot tub. Life is good.
Awesome. Always good to see you, man. Daniel?
Hi. I've pretty much been doing nothing except a lot of reloading. Oh, and there is my buddy Valor, Mr. Professional Amateur. The man that just loves to crimp my style. But hey, thanks for having me on, guys.
And with that being said, Val, how you doing?
I'm doing better than I deserve, like Mr. J says. I'm doing okay. Little issues with the health department, but other than that, we're pretty good. And I'm here just to crimp Daniel's style as much as I can.
Perfect. That's what we like to hear.
Issues with the health department.
Trying to close on one of the houses, and I can't get my COO until the health department approves the well. And there was a minor issue with the paperwork that well driller corrected, but the head of health department is being a goddamn dick. Nothing like a little person with a little power.
Oh, they got to exercise their big ball method.
Yeah.
You talking about your penis again?
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the sexiest man on YouTube, Mr. Mario Mosen.
Well, hello there. How you doing?
Quit feeding his dad.
You know you like the Pepe Le Pew. Don't be hating.
I definitely think you have a face for radio.
Oh, thank you. Hey, I'm down.
It's the eyebrows, man. It's the eyebrows.
Hey, as long as I get paid, I don't give a damn. That's right. And we got all the peoples in here, the usuals all in here. I kind of missed watching. I didn't get to see the whole debacle with Ebomi losing his hair because I got cut off. you know, but it was good.
It was great. It was epic. It was phenomenal.
I saw the I saw the replay, and you know, Ibomi looked like one of those American History X rejects, you know. It was it's interesting. I can just imagine, you know, when he went to work the next day, people were looking at him like, "Did you join a cult?"
So you like that there video when you watched it, Mario? You like that show?
It was more gooder, yes.
Oh,
And I appreciate it the most because, you know, it's kind of a topic that's near and dear to me. So
oh, we could make it gooder.
yeah, it's more gooder. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What are you thinking, Daniel? You got something going through your brain right there.
No, fuck this guy. I'm tired of dealing with Daniel and his fucking goddamn. Like, see, the Navy guys always got their fucking idea fairy shit going on, man. Swear to God.
Scotsman, how hard would it to start a GoFundMe and somebody turn off the feedback?
All right, I heard GoFundMe. That's all I heard, and then you echoed like crazy.
Yeah, there it was Mario. He didn't have his thing off.
I ain't say anything, man. I'm a gentle soul, just here listening.
Hey, is it me or does Mario look like Mexican Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Fuck yeah, bro. Don't be hating.
That's a good. That's definitely a good analogy.
Don't be hating. Don't be hating. I got full head of hair, fucker. Don't be hating.
You got a lot more than me.
I don't need Rogaine or whatever the hell y'all need. And
hey man, we don't need any of that. We embrace the baldness. It's okay.
Yeah,
I don't have the choice.
Mario,
I don't feel self-conscious about being bald. If you're trying to insult me that way, good luck with that.
Oh no.
No. I like the fact that not only does it like already look like it keeps its own style, but it's got body and wave and fat. It's man, it doesn't matter how long I grow my hair, I can't get that kind of
it's the
Pantene,
Pantene, bro.
I think there was an Italian back in the woodshed at Mario's, back in the day.
Yeah, probably.
He's got that Italian hair look.
That's right. That Sicilian look. Hey, at least I make you guys laugh, man.
So what's on the agenda today?
I don't know. It's in my chat. Anyways, you got both of the Heckle and Jekyll over there. They should have had this thing set up. Like we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about that.
I do have one topic for tonight.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys saw, and I was hoping that we get Kingpin on here to talk about this, but unfortunately, I don't know where he's at. But Maryland becomes the first state to repeal the Police Bill of Rights. They overrode the governor.
Really?
Police Bill of Rights. What the hell is that?
So it protects them. So basically, at this point in time, it's their way of being able to arrest people and not have to worry so much, particular as some of the comeback that may get thrown out there for.
Oh, I can see that going to the Supreme Court. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna go high. It's gonna be it's gonna go bad fast.
Yeah, it's gonna go real bad. All I can say is that Supreme Court's gonna be very busy the next 3 years.
Well, you know what? As much as I'm not hating on the cops, but did you see that incident in Virginia where Army lieutenant got pulled over, and I guess he didn't want to just stop on a black road. He pulled in the gas station. Long story short, the pepper sprayed the crap out of him while he had the hands out of the windows, and all he was asking is what's going on. And the cops had the guns drawn at him and all that. So he's suing the police department. I personally say the fat cop that pepper sprayed him should lose his freaking job and should be personally liable. And the guy should be able to sue him, not just the department.
Well, see, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that went wrong with all that. One one, according to the police, are saying that he didn't follow instructions because he didn't want to get out of the car. But if you hear him on the video, he's saying, well, I fear for my life. And then one of the cops says, well, you should, or you better, or something like that. Well, and I'm thinking, first of all, the man is wearing a uniform. I've been pulled over and I was in uniform. And once they saw I was a soldier, they changed their demeanor. You know, they know I wasn't a threat to them, you know, and they were really cool about it, you know. But these guys were just super aggressive at him, like with no reason, you know. And that's what strikes me as odd is that, and I hate to say this because, you know, I mean, I have friends that are law enforcement. I have family that's law enforcement, and I'm not saying that all of them are bad, but lately, especially since this new administration has shown up, it seems to me like you're starting to see a different thread with law enforcement. You have those that are constitutionally sound and you know, care about the rights of people and stuff like that. And you got these rogue motherfuckers that think that, you know, they can do whatever the fuck they want, or feel like they value more their job than they do the people that they work for.
But that brings up a good question, though. Do you change the entire system because of a few bad apples and screw everyone else over by removing their protections that they have? Or do you just look at just changing it up a little bit so that maybe it's not as heavy on the protection of what they are,
well,
stuff they do?
I think honestly that the biggest problem that we have going on with a lot of chiefs and sheriffs is that they become politicians. They stop being cops. So they do everything politically correct, and they don't do anything. They don't try to fix their own issues. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at this. You know, because, yeah.
There's also difference where the officers work. Okay, you got cops in my area. I rarely have to deal with something severe, opposed to, I don't know, NYPD in the Bronx, for example. So it's completely different scenario as well. And usually, let's say the cop in the Bronx pulls over me, but he still keeps the same attitude like when he's dealing with the gangbangers. You know, so that's kind of deal as well. So I mean, there's definitely, especially that video, that big cop, he was in the wrong the whole time. The way he was talking, the way he was screaming, he was acting like he's a god. He literally says, I gave you an order and you are going to obey it. I'm like, yeah, it don't work like that. So I hope this guy will sue the heck out of him.
Yeah, I know he is going to sue and he's going to win because they really don't have. I mean, they pretty much violated the guy's rights, man. Honestly, I'm looking at this, and even though he's a second lieutenant, and most of us that have been in the military, we know most second lieutenants are dumb fucks. But I would probably say this second lieutenant did everything correctly, and I would have done probably the same thing. If he felt like these guys, as soon as he got off the vehicle, they were going to seriously, you know, like hurt him, he has every right to try to, you know, stay where he's at. You know, I don't think he did anything wrong to a point where you need to pepper spray the crap out of him and then
again,
pull him out of the video, pull him out of the car.
The rights of the protection so that if anyone can sue for anything. That's the problem. That's exactly where I was going with, and Steve brought it up, is it removes the protections to where anyone can sue for anything. So it's basically come out of their pocket instead of coming out of having the protection of the actual police department itself.
So,
but that's that also needs to come from each department because each department can come with their own policies. You know, that's how I look at it.
Well, yeah, but the officers themselves, the individuals, need to remember their own oaths. In my opinion, yeah, if they're given shitty orders, they've got to they're weighing that option. They have to either weigh that option of, you know, I got a house, a mortgage, a kids, and I can't afford to lose my job if I don't abide by this order. But this order is completely unconstitutional and goes against my personal oath. So in my opinion, it's like, fuck your order. I took an oath.
Mm-hmm.
If that order goes against my oath, then you shouldn't even be thinking about requesting me to be able to do that.
But see, here's my threat. Let's stop and think about it. Let's think of most cops. If they pull over a service member, would most of them still feel like there's a threat for their life? Like this guy is a threat to you because you pulled him over and he's wearing a uniform. You could clearly see this is not like some stolen valor fuck. This is a legit soldier that you pulled over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I mean, you pull him over, he looks tired as fuck. It don't look like he's eaten anything decent in a while. He's living on caffeine, ibuprofen, and whiskey.
Yeah.
So that pretty much
typical fucking military life.
Yep, that guy's a service guy right there.
Yeah.
And even as a civilian, I've had officers walk up to my window and both my hands are out the window. And they go, "Why do you have your hands out the window?" "Because I got a firearm in the vehicle." And I've watched their demeanor change.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched them from they're all puffed up, walking up to the car to, "Oh, okay, no problem." Because they know I'm a good guy. I'm telling you, I have this. I'm making it very, very blatant that I am not a threat to you.
Exactly. And I mean,
and as an officer, if I was an officer and I'm walking up and I see a person in fatigues behind the wheel, my demeanor is probably going to change.
Yeah. I mean, I never had any bad experience whenever I got pulled over and I was wearing my uniform. And I mean, it happened to me 2 times, and both times the demeanor changed their whole, because I'm not a threat to them, that's, and I didn't see him doing anything that was out of the ordinary. I mean, if he would have done something that I just feel would probably not be enough probable cause or enough reason for those police officers to get to that level where they're at,
Daniel, what's your thoughts?
Well, you've got 2 types mainly on the county level of police officers. You got your sheriff's department, where the sheriff is an elected individual. So he's elected on how he performs his job on protecting the public. And then you have the small town and the city police who are hired by the city and work for the mayor. So depending on what your mayor's political background leanings are, that's going to be the kind of police department you got to deal with. Now with this, us even having this conversation just reinforces what I've said from time and time again. Watch out with the out of Washington when they start proposing the total federalization of all law enforcement. You watch out for it. If they start talking that, we are in serious. Well, we're already in serious trouble with what's going on. You see that coming.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. If they do that, you're basically creating another Mexico, because Mexico has the biggest problem with corruption in their police departments, and most of those are all federal cops.
Now, if they federalize all law enforcement, you just initiated a domestic army. And they're not going to keep the law enforcement in the same towns or same geographical locations for more than, say, 4 or 8 years, and then they're going to make the people move. That way they don't get integrated with the community.
I mean, this particular stop, I kind of understand, because from whatever happened before, from what I understand, the car put his lights on and the guy didn't pull over immediately. He went maybe another mile or 2 and pulled into a well-lit gas station. Okay, but as soon as they start yelling, he sticks his hands out of the windows. They could clearly see his hands. They could clearly see the uniform and all that. They could have just simply explained, put the guns away, and talk first. Okay, what's going on? You can see nobody's in the car. Roll less of the windows, whatever. They had no no will whatsoever to de-escalate the situation. They just wanted to get the guy out of the car and on the ground, like he was gangbanger with a freaking truck full of guns.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have experienced that before too, where you have a cop behind you, they're trying to pull you over, but you're looking for a spot that's a safe spot to pull over. And it may take you an extra, 500 feet, 1,000 yards, whatever, to find it. Any of you guys experienced that where you've had an issue with a cop because of that?
The one time where I was in an area where I got lit up and there was no shoulder. There was nowhere to pull off. So I turned on my hazards. And I kept rolling. And as soon as I could pull off, I pulled off. And he thanked me for it. He's like, you clearly indicated that you saw that I lit you up and you got to a safe place to pull off. He's like, where I lit you up, there was nowhere for you to pull off. If you would have just stopped, we would have been in the lane. But you made it clear to me that you saw that I lit you up.
Yep.
Yeah, when my son started driving, and Scott's never met my kid. I mean, he's 6'5", 300 pounds. And I told him, look, you get pulled over, you're going to be immediately a threat to them because you're a freaking giant in a little goddamn car. You look like
you're like the Michael Brown of the white world.
Yeah. So I said, you get pulled over, hands on the steering wheel, windows down. Yes, sir. No, sir. Thank you, sir. Be polite. I'd rather go pick you up from the jail than from the morgue.
Right.
Yeah, Walter Davis right. You write your own ticket when you mouth off to a cop. Like there was this other video. Did you see that? Where the lady got pulled over for texting and basically told the cop, I'll pay your salary. At that point, the cop's like, oh, okay. Here's your ticket. Get out of here.
All right. So we got a question out there. Has anyone on the panel ever been shot with a taser or beanbag rounds? Well, I know Mario has for sure. Anyone else? You wanna describe your experience?
Excruciating. Fucking hurt. They hit me with the beanbag right in my gut. I mean, the only good thing is that I'm always effectively plump, so that little bit of cushioning helped in that aspect. But it hurt like hell. I had a big bruise for like a week and a half, and the taser is something that we have to do every 3 years or so. And it's because in some cases, sometimes if we have to do civil, like some sort of civil patrols or anything like that, where there's a riot or something, certain people have the ability to have tasers, so you have to train on it and you have to learn how it feels. But that first burst of shock, it just hits you all through your body, man. It pretty much immobilizes you to the point you can't do anything. I think for me, the hardest thing that was kind of weird about it is that my ears popped. It was really crazy, and just couldn't do anything. I was just done. It just like it wore me out.
It's like you think you might be able to hold on to some symbolism of any kind of movement or whatever. No, it's like an all over body cramp, and you're just locked. You're just locked. By the time I felt like I was truly coming to after being tased, I'm like wiping the drool off my face. Just like, it's not pleasant. I mean, you don't really feel like the barbs or anything because
Ghost
you got
Rider,
so many.
I'm gonna say no. We will respectfully decline, just for safety reasons.
Yeah. Now, Mario, you're lucky that wasn't a Marine that was shooting the beanbag, because he would have got you in the Jakungas. And you're lucky it wasn't a Navy guy, because he would have shot you in the same spot with a taser right after the Marine got you. Because we're evil that way.
Damn Department of the Navy. Hate all you guys.
Now, here's a question. I understand why Mario got tased, but I would love to see the whole story where Alan got tased.
Yeah, it was not pleasant. It was not pleasant. It was definitely I wasn't expecting it because they did the okay on 3 and shot on 2. Where I was just like, and I was the first person in the class to get shot with it. And so I'm just like, okay, I'll be able to handle some of this.
I think Val was asking what class.
It was a security class I took when I was 23.
Oh,
23
okay.
or 24.
Top flight security of the world, Craig.
Oh, so you were basically Blair the Mall Cop.
Whatever that is in your country, yeah, probably.
No, the movie, the Blair the Mall Cop, the Mall Cop.
Oh,
Blart.
Yeah,
Blart,
yes.
the mall cop.
Fantastic guy, yes. Nothing like mall security to make you feel safe while you're shopping.
So Daniel, what about you? You probably did too. No?
I've been sprayed with I don't know, pepper spray, and everybody does the gas chamber, but the only time I've had anything come close was in Tijuana, and that involved a great big old can of pepper spray or whatever it is, and they were just standing on a balcony. This is the Mexican police, just spraying a bunch of people that were in line to get into a bar, just because they thought it was funny.
Well, to them, it probably was.
Oh, it was hysterical.
That is no
Watch
joke.
these gringos move.
That stuff is no joke. I got hit with pepper spray. One of the first things that I did is take my shirt and just start trying to wipe it off of me, but it didn't matter. It didn't do anything. Couldn't hardly breathe at all. It just like sucked the air right out of you. Every orifice is just leaking. It feels like all of a sudden your nose is just packed with snot.
From what I heard, it clears your sinuses pretty good.
Oh yeah,
It does after a while because it all comes out.
I told my wife I bought the pepper spray. She can test it on me. We just gotta get it on the video.
I thought it was funny too, and I gave the cops up there the thumbs up for it, because down there they usually just shoot you. And that ain't no joke. They just come up and bang. The day I arrived in San Diego, no one was allowed to go across the border because they just shot a Marine that was coming back across the bridge.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Like when they came, I got hit by a Cadillac down there, and it's like they were coming after me to throw me in jail, not the Mexican guy that had to own the Cadillac. That was back in the day when I was a little bit faster on my feet.
That's because your stumpy ass probably made a lot of damage on that Cadillac.
Oh heck no! I rolled up over the hood, came over the windshield, and I landed on my feet, and my feet didn't stop moving. They get down there, they're on every corner to generate money.
Sounds like some of the counties down in Florida. The guy that's buying one of the houses, he's a sheriff's deputy. So yeah, they actually have a limit how much money they gotta come up every month in tickets. And that's it. That's all the topics we got for tonight. Thank you all for coming.
No, Paco, girl
Alan,
taser herself.
you want to go through the room? We got quite a few out there.
Yeah, I'll rub back through. Yeah, I was just pointing out Paco there. The Andy 79Z28, AR Gun 1776, Armament and Axis, Fuzz Fork 8, good to see Fuzzy, G23, Garage Guy 879, Insight Freedom is out there, Jerry Parker, Josh Benware, Mr. Deadlifter himself, Keith Gregory, Lakeview Outdoors, Paul P, Paca Loco, Pro Carry Trucker, reloading from the hot pot, Tread, Warsaw Patriot, Willie the Bullet Man, and the one, the only Zeus.
Yeah, Inside Freedom. I gotta reach out to him. My neighbor's moving to Tennessee. Well, actually, he moved there already. He already bought a house. I got my range till the end of the month. That's it. After that, it's no longer his. So, like, if I didn't have a daughter in high school, I'd be like, screw this. I'm packing my shit. I'm moving down there too. I gotta wait 2 more years, but Tennessee's looking better and better every day.
It's nice out there, minus the humidity.
Yeah, you know what? It's like everything else. You got to deal with something, but you know, I don't know. We're gonna go down to Knoxville in the summer. That's one of the Inside Freedom. Knoxville area. Probably, half an hour north of Knoxville, somewhere over there. My daughter, she wants to be a vet, and Knoxville's pretty much on the top of the list. So I'm pushing that she likes it. It's financially pretty good, and especially if she's from that state. So my wife's not thrilled about it because the family house is at the state that she likes. Everything is done, the landscaping is done, and everything. And now we'll just sell it and start all over again. But Lakeview Outdoors, move to Utah. Teach you how to shoot. Well, hey, Lakeview, I shot further than 25 yards. I got a couple of videos on that. I don't have to go to Utah for that. We got long distance in New York.
All right, so we got a question out there. Which of the new high cap subcompacts is the best? The P365, the Hellcat, the Shield Plus, or the Ruger Max 9? Opinions? Thoughts?
Sick P365 XL. No doubt.
Well, I know the Scotsman is a big Smith & Wesson fan, but he's a Hammer fan of things that go round and round, not just back and forth. I have yet to actually hold a Max 9. I'm curious about that simply because I am a Ruger fan, but a 365 XL currently would be my pick simply because I haven't tried a Max 9 yet.
Yeah, I haven't tried a Max 9 yet either. I will be going to Daniel's one day this week here. We'll figure that out what day exactly. But you see up behind them on my Glock right there.
It's like a bird on his shoulder.
Daniel has my Glock right there.
That is a whole lot of ugly. I'm glad you minimized his screen. I wasn't talking about what was in the window. No, I was talking about what was in the window. That's just a whole lot of ugly right there.
And Alan, I am so glad that you are able to start growing that facial hair back again.
Right, right. Got to cover up that ugly somehow.
It could be worse. You could be clean shaven like Mario. Sorry, I had a burp.
Yeah, but we all wish we had hair like Mario. I mean,
no, we don't.
Who doesn't like the Pepe Le Pew look?
Have you ever seen a bald Sasquatch?
I don't know, Mario. I don't know. It kind of almost has like the Jay Leno look going on there.
Now, if I had Jay Leno money, that'd be awesome.
Or Jay Leno automobiles.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Yeah, just Jay Leno's garage, the way it's
Jay Leno's
stocked
garage.
currently.
Man, I think that's I think every person would want that. Amazing garage.
Okay, what's this GoFundMe there you had up there, Scotsman?
That is for Bill Milton. If you guys don't know Bill, he is was diagnosed with leukemia, and he's fighting the battle right now. And Redneck Renegade threw up a GoFundMe to help him out. So go check that out. If you can help, please do. Every little bit helps.
If we raise $5 tonight, can we get Mario to shave his head?
I got $5 right here.
Come on, Mario.
You guys must think I'm a cheap whore. It takes more
Mario
than
had a
that.
bald head entire life. Leave him alone. He can finally enjoy the hair.
See, I don't want the hair. I want the eyebrows.
Hell no. You're not getting these beautiful vampire fucking eyebrows. Beautiful. But anyways, I am envious of Daniel's property. It looks so beautiful and peaceful there.
It is. That's why I live out in the country.
Man, every time. Sometimes I just watch your videos because I want to look at the background. I'm like, oh my god, so beautiful there.
All day long, I'm watching turkeys and deer.
It looks peaceful when Mario is not, when Daniel is not in the picture.
Oh, that's fine. Me and Navy can get along. It's all good. Talk a lot of smack, but that's okay.
And if you don't own one yourself, your neighbor has a excavator or backhoe.
Oh,
Takes
that's
care of
so
a lot
cool,
of
right there, man.
problems.
So everybody helps each other out. How much acreage do you have?
Okay, well, my house is on 7 acres of a 140-acre family farm.
Oh, so you lease out the rest, or what?
The rest of the fields are rented out to the dairy farm about a half mile from here that have 6,000 dairy cows.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
So there's no milk shortage.
Oh, absolutely. That's really cool. But 7 acres is the part that you pretty much are.
Yeah, I've got my just straight my name's on 7 acres of it, and nobody else can mess with it.
That's
and
cool.
Then the other part is it's a trust.
Oh, okay. That's
I don't know, man. That just looks like a whole damn lot of mowing to me.
That's why you have a good mower.
Yeah, and you go out there like Forrest Gump. I'm gonna go and cut my lawn.
Oh, I've got the 500 series Cub Cadet.
He's got the bougie 500 series.
Because I live on a farm and we got the non-taxable thing. I can buy a commercial mower at their commercial rates. So what usually would cost $14,000, I got for $8,000.
Oh, so you get the one that they have at the golf courses, kind of thing.
Oh, I got the one that you want to pay a number 3 on the side and drive like NASCAR. Yeah, it's been in a couple videos there, Mario.
Oh, I know, man.
Yeah, I hadn't seen the V formation train of a whole bunch of different.
He said V formation.
Like 8 different pull mowers just chained together.
The old gang chain.
You're out there on the quad pulling this V shape of mowers. No, I didn't see that. But
you said V shape. What the hell, man? You got Farmers Anonymous all of a sudden over there.
Yeah, well, it used to take me 2 days to mow. I can mow in under 2 hours now.
2 hours? Wow.
Yeah. And so, hey, that's better than 2 days of all day mowing.
Oh, I can imagine.
I have melted mowers here. A brand new mower. The whole upper deck melted the first time I mowed here. Right. And the sucker went right back to the dealer.
So, okay. So what do you do with all that Do you pick up the cut grass, or you just let it in the ground and just let it die?
Just let it turn into dirt. Just leave it alone.
Okay. Okay, that's cool.
I do the same thing. Mow every week or every 2 weeks, whatever, and just let it kind of run over it and it disappears.
Okay.
Keep chopping it up, it becomes dirt.
Yep. Now I gotta teach my daughter how to do that because my son used to mow the lawn, but he got to college. I gotta teach her. She's gotta earn her keeps.
Mm-hmm.
So, Scotsman, what you doing about your mowing problem now that you're a person that living in a place out in the boonies?
He's gonna say hire Mexicans.
Yeah, I was gonna call you Mario. I just haven't got to it
I'm
yet.
part of the Beaners Union. You're gonna have to come up with an estimate, and we need to, set up an appointment. I have to do an assessment, how much yardage,
Dude, I don't have that much yard. It's kinda, you get $20. That's it.
$20. Did you see how much the gas is now? Especially in California.
Your
You'll
ass
have
is
access
crazy.
to the beer fridge.
Your ass is crazy.
It'll be $20 or 100 primers.
No, not enough. I'm not a cheap whore. But
You're the expensive one?
I'm expensive hoe. Yes.
I'm sure I can go to Home Depot and find one.
That's right. You can go find them cheap hoes. I'm expensive hoe. I'm bougie hoe. That's me.
Willie is looking for somebody to mow his lawn.
Willie?
Okay. Yeah,
well,
on that last chat, I typed in there to get a hold of you because you know a guy. Because we all know that
I'm telling you, man.
You won't mow your own lawn.
Oh hell,
You
I
hire
don't.
some guy.
No, man, I'm a jefe. I don't cut nothing. Just like, hey, you missed a spot. Hey, get it. All right, good job. Thank you. No, but my gardeners, they got it down, bro. I'm telling you, they know the lineage I like. Make it look like it's Augusta in my backyard. They know.
Dude, your backyard's smaller than my freaking house.
Don't hate, man. Don't hate, but it's still a nice yard.
You're not,
I don't care. You got like
Stem blood. I couldn't live like that.
245. That is just absolutely. I'm in the middle of damn Iowa. The shit's over $3 a gallon. It's
We're
Are you serious?
Right around 270 right now.
Wow. Well, you guys are starting to feel it.
Ours is 252 last I checked.
No, that's still not bad compared to here.
I'm almost double the cost to fill my tank now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, imagine driving a freaking Hemi.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Man, you guys bitch over 275. Tell him how much it is, Armament. Where's he at? Hidden Steel. There you go. Tell him how much that shit is over here, bro. Crazy, bro. And like, you gotta really think about that shit if you want to go anywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, over $4 a gallon. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just as bad as primers over here.
So fill it before I go to PA because it's over $3 a gallon.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, certain states is not that bad, really. 253 in New Hampshire, that's not bad. It's pretty good in New Hampshire. 249 in Tennessee, that's not bad. I don't know where Water to Field lives at, but 326 is all right.
Well, get used to it. It's not gonna go down. Not anytime soon.
No, it's gonna continue to go up, man, and
it's gonna be back like Obama days. Heating oil is gonna be $4 or $5 freaking dollars.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are playing. It's like they have the same freaking game plan, game book, and it goes back to the same crap. The thing that really scared me about what Numbnut said is that he says that no amendment should be. What he said? Yeah, I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Well, considering he called the AFT instead of ATF,
yes.
not
Those
once,
guys are,
but 3 or 4 times in a row. Like, what do you expect? Like that guy is not conscious. Okay,
So I'll play devil's advocate on that.
Please do.
Advocate. Any amendment to the Constitution can be changed per the rules of the Constitution. So that does indicate that any amendment can.
No, I know that,
But isn't
have
that
you
done
looked at
by
the
states?
process?
The states have to have a convention on that.
Yep.
So you got to get a certain amount of states all in agreement. Then that get all the states together. And
That's right. You tell them, dog.
you're a guy that says if you don't own the mower, you're not a man.
Yeah.
Well,
I
there
live
you
in a concrete jungle. Luckily, I don't have to push a mower. I did a whole bunch of that when I was a kid to make money, to buy 22s that I wasn't supposed to have. And
All right, so we got 45 out there so far. Let's go ahead and let's give away those gift cards. So we got a question for you, and the first one to get it right, it has to be in order. Will win this gift card. And Jamie, would you like to ask the question for us, brother?
name the last 3 members of the Supreme Court in order of their appointment.
And yes, those on the panel are excluded.
And by the way, if y'all Google
G23, you were say I'm just gonna say Jan was not elected. Jan was not.
I already know you.
Jan was not elected. Yeah, we've got the majority of the panel now working the Google foo.
Yeah.
Larry, Curly, and Mo. That would be more better. That would be
Mo better or Mo gooder?
That would be from the law firm Dewey, Screw 'em and Howe.
Yes, that's fine. 888 down 888. It's done. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, they must all be working the Google food right now.
Speaking of Jan is gay, Alan, when you was working in radio, how much did you play Blue Oyster Cult?
A little bit more Village People than Blue Oyster Cult, but
boom, we have a winner.
Hey, he didn't spell it right. No, he didn't spell it right.
All right, so
Paul's about to go like, "Fuck you, man! I got it right."
So Paul, go ahead and shoot me an email, and I will get that over to you. Congratulations, buddy.
Absolutely.
Well done, Paul. You are quite nifty with the Google.
now, Paul, if you were looking to buy primers or powder from Midway, you're going to be waiting a while. They're all sold out and it's not available.
Yes.
I've been checking every day.
Yes.
Armament and action. More cowbell.
More cowbells. Okay.
So last night we were talking about motorcycles, and somebody put up, yeah, you need good gear if you're going to be a biker. You need some of those assless chaps, and snickered. And I'm like, by definition, all chaps are assless. If they're not, they're leather pants, right?
Yep.
that would be correct.
And then they started talking about Blue Oyster Cult. So I don't even know what that means.
You have not seen Police Academy, sir? Is that what you're telling me?
No, been a long time.
That's an American classic, sir. Look at that. That's more gooder. I like it.
I don't know if I'm giving them away. You'll have to wait and see.
Oh, just give it to me or RTT. We'll take it.
That sounded like you said he's giving away your CZ.
No, never.
Thought that was a Glock.
Well, no, he didn't use a comma or period. He just went on it. The CZ statement ran.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's going to be much left of that when I'm through with it.
That's okay. We can always call and ask them do that lifetime warranty on it. We can always check.
Yeah, you ought to set that thing on one of your lawnmowers and go cut grass.
It's not going to be on the lawnmower.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
But they get there, right?
powder has been semi-scarce, but not really anything that I've been too concerned about. I've got powder. I don't have any problems with powder. I still have no primers. So I haven't even been looking at projectiles. You know, all you guys that cast, you never look for projectiles, but I haven't even been looking at projectiles at all or looking for projectiles because I still am unable to obtain primers. It's nearly impossible for me to get out during the week to get into the bigger city to look for primers. And so, you know, looking over the weekend, no, there's no way in hell. Everything is still dry in my area.
Well, our area here, you can still get primers, but depending on where you go, you're limited to buying 100 or 200 primers. But now there's been another thing going on out here, and I'm not going to mention the name. It's not my favorite place. It's another place that's near here. They're limiting their customers to 200 primers or X amount of powder when they have it. But then you go on to broker guns and just switch it around. And they're putting it up there where people can bid on it. So they are taking astronomical prices and they're selling primers by the brick. And I tell you what, that one place, they're going to lose a lot of business because once this gets out to all the locals, people aren't going to go there anymore because they have better options. I just hate it when you have the stores, the brick and mortar in your local area that's going in there and acted like cheaper than dirt.
Yeah.
There's a
I want to say something quickly to New York Outcast. I've figured that in the event of an accident, yeah, I can see where chaps would be handy or helpful. But to me, putting all that garb on just about ain't worth it. Down here, when it's cold, I tend to take the car. If it's raining, I tend to take the car. You know, it's one thing to go out on your motorcycle and get caught in a rainstorm, but it's another thing altogether when you leave the house and it's raining. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so chaps to me are kind of like overkill, and it's yeah. And speaking of primers, let me find y'all a picture of somebody sent me today. Let me see if I can get this up here.
Turning guns, yeah, I got to quit watching Pop's Quest, buying pistols I can't afford. I agree. He's still shooting a Legion in area competitions. So we got Remy primers
Whew.
at $33.99 a box.
No, that's $14 100.
Damn, man, you need new glasses. You blind
1400.
fuck. Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn, man, Daniel looks like he's homeless. The fuck?
Oh, that's just because he turned his camera on.
I'm
See,
trying to get
guys,
over there.
You wanted some of the area here. I mean, look. There you go.
Yeah, I can't see it. I see a patio.
Is that a beagle on the porch?
Is that a barn?
Yeah, there's a barn right there. It's a barn.
That's yours?
Yeah.
Wow. That thing is cool, man.
That way, if I ever get in trouble and I get put in the doghouse, I can live in a real barn.
Wow, that's a big one.
Well, did any of you try to make primers?
The hell do we look like? Elvis ammo? Hell no.
I bought the sharpshooters loaded all, and actually had some primers I took apart. I mixed the magic powder. I put it in, did all the thing. They say leave it dry for 24 hours, so I did like 4 of them, I guess. 2 of them I tried right away. Didn't work, so we'll see when it dries up tomorrow if it works or not.
I thought you were all stocked up on them primers.
I am, but I'm up for a challenge. Come on, I'm bold and curious.
Well, why don't you get a chronograph and let me see your speed on some of the bullets you've
I do not need a chronograph. Okay, I know when a bullet's going over 1,400 feet per second. Okay, I've been shooting, reloading long enough. Shot a couple 100,000 rounds. I kind of know how fast the bullets are going.
Well, then why were you smacking the back of your gun in that 365 video?
That's because that's just B-class ammo. That's all it is. It's a B-class ammo. It's my practice ammo.
It wasn't because the bullet got up in the lands on the ogive and you had to push the bullet forward?
That's not why. I actually have another video coming and explaining exactly why that happened. It's already uploaded. That's got nothing to do with that. Especially when I shot how many rounds and I had 2 of them that happened. So
you had 2 of it? 2 of them?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I'm going to play devil's advocate. That could just be you didn't stroke it all the way.
That could be true, but I know exactly what happened. I have a video coming up in the next few days, and it shows exactly what happened.
Maybe you should.
Okay, so those rounds weren't out of your B rounds bucket. They weren't your competition rounds. Those were the ones that didn't quite fit the tray just right.
Either that, or sometimes I just load, and let's say if I have a couple thousand competition rounds, then whatever I load, I don't even check. I just throw it in the bin for my practice ammo.
Okay. I went and bought a Lee factory crimp that I just put a snug on mine. And since I've changed the way I'm reloading and I'm using that Lee factory crimp on a separate stage from pushing the bullet down, out of 550 rounds, I've had 0 rejects. They all passed the plunk test and all the checks.
Okay.
You are so awesome, God. Kudos for you, sir.
No, because I mean,
well, how do you check your rounds?
My rounds with the barrel and a,
case gauge.
That's
a gauge, case gauge, and with my barrel.
Like, for example, my shock bottle or even my Wilson Combat case gauge, it's got a lot tighter tolerances. And I've been talking about it numerous times, that 99% of the rounds that don't 100% case gauge will fire just fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee the rounds I have a problem, it's probably Glock brass.
Yeah, if they get that bulge at the bottom, where you get that ring near the bottom.
Yeah,
I've seen where I have caused that myself, and it wasn't the Glock bulge. It was before I bought the factory crimp. I was getting a little bulge down there when it was pushing the bullet down, and it was crimping too soon, so it just made that little bit of a bulge in there.
Yeah, 9s don't really get that bad. 40 is notorious for a bulge.
Yeah.
New York Heifer's Prepper, he made some of the caps.
Talking primers.
Kyr, just some guy. When I did a Google search for Royal Firearms, I've never heard of them. But I did another one, and I got their homepage. I don't know, man. But if you can buy primers for $40 a brick right now, it's worth the hazmat to go ahead and do it. I would buy as many of them as I could if I got to pay the hazmat.
Yeah, that's like a hazmat's $12.99, isn't it?
No, hazmat is like $28. The shipping's probably $12.99.
Well, I looked
Yeah.
at Midway. They had the hazmat charge listed at $12.99. Because I'm still waiting to get a notification when they get some in.
Have you guys had issues with powder too?
Powder's not that bad actually because Powder Valley they put up the on the Facebook pretty often. So powder you can get even local stores that sell reloading stuff they have powder, just no primers.
Everyone's picking on you about your bulge.
Not only that, but is it just me or has Daniel got the homeless veteran look going? Just saying, he's rocking that shit.
What do you mean?
Look at that.
Look,
Today's on
it's not frayed. Okay.
Daniel is
These are the camos from Gulf War One, buddy.
No, those are not chocolate chips. Because I had chocolate chips.
These are the
Those are not
Navy.
it. That's the second one, fool. That's the second pattern that we had.
Yeah, we didn't have a real Gulf War till I got there.
Oh God! No, what I'm saying is that I wore both. That's how old that my ass is. I actually wore the chocolate chips. That's what we call them. They call them the chocolate chips.
You know, I remember you said you went in about in '89 or '90. That's when I was doing recruiting duty here in Ohio, and I had all you. Oh man, recruiting duty was great then. I had all you warmongers wanting to go over there.
Yeah.
I was the only recruiter in the county. So anybody that wanted to join any branch, and I was in with the high school counselors. Everybody had to go through me. And the Army was driving my Navy applicants up, or else they wouldn't get any contracts for the county.
Oh, so you're saying you have no heart, is what you're saying?
No, I was a local boy. I'm from here.
You're just a local boy with no heart.
Yep.
Sweet.
Oh no, I put them in the Army. The Marines, I would call them up and give them a name because the Marines did not what they considered. They do not want any contamination. And I can understand that because we all know how Army recruiters lie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're bad.
How is that compensator working on your CZ?
The comp, it works good. I'm just after I had to do a lot of grinding on it to make it fit on my gun because I think it was designed for a different type of gun.
All right. So what does it do?
It looks really cool. It makes me look good there on the range when we're practicing for church security. And the people look at that and go, "Oh man, that is sweet."
Well, you need every help you can get with looking cool. That's for sure.
Let's talk about Michael Ray's question for a second. Do Glocks eat anything well? I've never shot one. My brother has a 17 or a 19. Bald responded to them. They do eat everything. But as a reloader, that's not my main concern. My main concern is accuracy and being able to save my brass and reload.
Yeah.
So when it goes through a Glock chamber, and I know for a fact Glock's 40 calibers are unsupported chamber. I shoot a good bit of 40, but
so are their 10 millimeter chambers. They're the same exact way. They're completely unsupported. The brass is virtually useless afterwards. So you might as well run steel.
Absolutely. The 40 Glock brass, you can't really, even with a bulge buster and all that, it just, I just throw it out. The 9mm is different. You can get the U-shaped die, or you can push through die and all that. You can save it. But a 40, never shot a Glock in 10, but 40 is definitely, it's just a waste. If it's a factory barrel, if you go with something like a Lone Wolf or something, they usually work a lot better.
something maybe some of y'all know. What about replacement Glock barrels from Bear Creek Arsenal? Are those any count?
Anything should be better than just a stock Glock barrel.
Yeah, they're from Combat Armory. Those are the ones that I usually would get.
My understanding is only the Gen 5 Glocks have like a match grade barrel, and it's supposed to be like cat's meow. All the other ones, the stock barrels, just nothing to brag about. I mean, they do the job, but
They're loose. I mean, you don't have tight tolerances.
well, that's the whole point of the Glock. It's not supposed to have a tight towel. It's loose, so it keeps working in the sandy conditions and whatever.
They're the cheap poor of the gun community. That's what they are. They're the cheap poor.
And the Glock has a polygonal rifling, so that's supposed to kind of help with the accuracy as well. You know, you're not supposed to be shooting a coated bullet, lead bullet, shit like that in that.
Mario, what's wrong? You had to put basketball on the TV because you couldn't find Brokeback Mountain?
No.
No, he's watching the bridges of Madison County.
No, I'm actually watching baseball. I'm so bored. My team already played, so I'm watching the Phillies and the Braves.
Why don't you go watch my building channel? At least you can learn how to build.
Oh,
shit.
and this old shack? I need to start doing that, yeah. In this week's episode of This Old Shack, we will show you how you do the Slovakian drill here. We will make sure that we show you how to put a door in.
No, I can't tell you anything how to do Slovakian because everything I learned about building is here. I don't know a shit about how the things are done back home, back in the old country, I should say.
And Mario, learn as much as you can because any repairs you can do on your own home, the only thing you're going to be paying is for the materials and your time. That labor cost, my gosh.
No, I definitely can tell you that from experience.
He's an army guy. He can't fix shit. He can break an anvil problem.
I can break shit. Yes. No, I can fix stuff, man. I'm mechanically inclined. I'm not that fucked up.
I'm not talking fixing relationships. I'm talking fixing like a actual.
Shut up, I'm not Dr. Phil either. Get the fuck out of here.
Did you live, hey Mario, did you live in base housing at any time while you were in?
Yes.
Oh well, call public services, get this fixed or get that fixed. What a hassle.
Yeah. When my significant other started getting really pissed off is when they had the stupid inspections. And
is that Ben or George?
Huh?
Ben or George?
Bad or George? What are you talking about?
Ben or George, your significant other?
Oh,
which one?
No, my wife, dumbass.
Well, then just say wife.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, she didn't like some of these people because they're like, these people look like shit and they want to come tell me how I live in my fucking house, you know. After that, she's like, hey, how about we just get the fuck out and just have them pay us our BH? So that's what we did.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And plus, I don't like living in base housing because a lot of the females think that they have the same rank as their husbands do. And my wife would tell him, "Get the hell away from me because you don't know who you're messing with."
Oh, the best line I ever heard out of a Navy spouse was, this Master Chief's wife went and told this other guy just made chief, and he's all freshly married, and that guy's wife was acting like her crap didn't stink, and she goes, you know what? See the skipper's wife over there? You see me? I want to tell you, you're going to make your living the same way we do, on your back with your legs in the air. And this was in front of everybody. And the Master Chief looked at us and goes, yep, I love her.
Yeah, good time.
It was a classic moment.
Fantastic. So Mr. Go ahead.
They basically know it too, huh?
Yeah.
You pay for it all, boys, and the ones you marry are the ones you really pay for.
Indeed, sir.
I'm sorry, Mario. What were you saying?
No, that's fine. I always like to hear what you got to say. So, how was service today? Was it good?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
One of our old friends that hadn't been to church in a while made it back today.
Oh, very good.
Um, she's been dealing with the death of her daughter about a year and a half ago.
Oh,
Then she's about ready to come back about 6 or 8 weeks ago. One of her best friends died of COVID. Now she's got another one of her employees now who's on a respirator in the hospital. So she's having a tough time, man.
yeah, I can imagine, man. And that always helps, being able to, because you really think about it, we're all social creatures in nature, man. We just can't be by ourselves and stuff like that, because then it becomes worse. Did you happen to hear about this? I think it was the Supreme Court that ruled against California in trying to minimize the amount of people they can have in churches. They actually it was 5-4. Actually, they won against the state, and so California had to reverse their stuff because they were down to they were letting less than 25% of the congregation inside of their church, and I guess it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and it backfired on them.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. There's like you got to buy tickets for the service because only X amount of people can get in. It's ridiculous. Don't take me wrong. I'm not a big churchgoer, but it was like every Sunday morning I had a house to myself, and that doesn't happen anymore.
Our church went and made a YouTube channel and just left it to everybody in the congregation and just said, you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch the service on YouTube, or you can come in. And when they first started, they had the seats moved all, the social distancing spot. And one half the church side of the church would keep the seats there and they would sit. The other side would grab chairs and stuff and move it closer to their friends so they could all sit there in one big family. We all ignored. We just left it up to individual choice.
Yeah, no choice in New York. We have the only freaking state that you can have a governor that has 8 counts of sexual harassment against him, yet he's still a goddamn governor.
Yeah, if he was a Republican, they'd be saying, we got to get him out of office until this is done away with because the nature of the charges are so severe.
Well, never mind that. Even Democrats kind of took hands away from him. Schumer, Pelosi, the AOC, they were all like bitching about him, and he's like, fuck you, I'm staying here. He's just a corrupt individual, and he the way he acts. And I never met him, but for example, my county sheriff was at some function and tried to talk to him about a SAFE Act, and the way he reacted and talked, and my sheriff is in his 70s. He was ready to grab him by the throat. He had like a state police pulling the sheriff away from him. Like he acts the way he looks. He acts like a freaking Nazi.
Well, I'm of the opinion, back to the previous thing about the churches, I think there's certain areas of your life that the government should not be sticking their nose in. Your church is one, your bedroom's another. Maybe your gun cabinet is a third. Your wallet, we know that's a joke, right?
Well, how about this? How about the government shouldn't really stick their nose in your business at all? You live your life, you pay your taxes, that's it. Okay, you're a law-abiding citizen. You shouldn't be. Government is there to lead us, not to freaking watch over us to see what we're doing.
Listen, all right. Federal government has one function, in my opinion, and that is to protect us from outside governments trying to take over our country. Period.
Not to run private business, not to get involved in private business, not to get involved in saying, why do we still need marriage licenses? Why? I mean, because so that way the local government or what the state government can still have a revenue of income. You
Exactly.
don't even.
Everything is about money. Your driver's license has expiration date. Okay, why? You can pay an extra bucks. Same thing over here. You got your pistol license. Now you have to renew it every 5 years. Okay, because they want your money. Bad enough, I go through all these hoops to buy a pistol. Then I go through all these hoops to put it on my license. What happens? Every time I renew my license, it costs me $10 for a card and $3 for a change. So if I sell the gun and buy the gun, that's $10 for a card and $3 for each change. So that's 16 bucks that I'm going to send to sheriff's department for whatever the goddamn reason. And that's after I paid all the fees, all the dues, and waited God knows how long. So yeah, I saw somebody wearing an awesome shirt that says, "I do not need to have sex. Government's fucking me every day."
So the government gives us a break on our taxes if we're married. My wife and I have even actually filed married but filing separately and gotten more money back than married filing jointly. I use some of Trump's lawyers.
Yeah, good for him. If that guy really paid $700 in taxes, kudos to him. I want his freaking tax guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's right.
Well, let's talk about this for a second. So, Iowa and Tennessee went constitutional carry. That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more states come out with constitutional carry, and what that means for me individually is nothing at all. Essentially, in Iowa, you have to buy a permit to be able to buy a handgun if you don't have a concealed weapons permit. I have a concealed weapons permit, therefore I don't need to purchase this permit. I can open carry if I wish anyway, because I have a concealed weapons permit. I can open carry here in Iowa. You could still open carry anyway, as long as you have purchased your permit to carry. But it doesn't mean too much to me, because I'm still going to be paying for my permit to carry concealed. But yet I am glad that Iowa has joined in the ranks at 19th and 20th, as Insight Freedom says. We're seeing more and more states jump on this bandwagon and become constitutional carry states, and that's absolutely phenomenal, because if we get the majority of states doing this, then we can take that up to the feds.
So I'm just hoping that all these states that are going this way are going to stand up to the Biden's little policies that he's going after now, because he's going after our guns and our rights.
He's going after everything he possibly can as the president, and circumventing everything he can to do what it is. I don't think it's him doing it. It's whoever's actually running the country right now. Biden isn't running the country. He's signing pieces of paper that he doesn't even know what the hell they're about. But yes, I'm real glad to see that happening, because the states need to step up and eventually tell the federal government, hey, this is the Constitution and we're abiding by it.
Yeah, unfortunately, until something major happens in the big states like New York and California, Massachusetts and all these fucked up states, I still see it as a. I mean, if you have a Texas representative going after the Second Amendment like that, whatever the hell her name is, that she got that bill that she wants to go after guns, like, come on, and she's from Texas. Like, Texas is losing it.
Well,
But
we still,
the governor of Texas right now is pushing to make them as constitutional carry as they can possibly be. So the governor himself is out there trying to get his state Congress to pass it.
It's all about the big cities. It's always the big cities. That's why the states with the big cities, that's where everything gets screwed up. You know, you got New York State, you got New York City, California, you got San Francisco, Los Angeles, Texas getting screwed because of Austin, and even Houston. So that's what's happening. We got too many people together, too many freeloaders collecting welfare and whatnot, living off the goddamn government tit, and they're just gonna keep voting for the government tit because it just gives them hands out. That's same thing with Chicago. It even if you take that like all murder rate and all the like criminals in the states, and you take away the 5 biggest cities, we like third or fourth from the end in the world. It's really the big inner cities that's screwing us up, and they're screwing up the whole freaking country. I got a buddy in Chicago, and he's a truck driver. He's about to pack it up and leave as well because he says, like, I live in a nice part of town, but 4 blocks over, there's shootings every night. And it's just, I'm paying my mortgage, paying my taxes, and this is what's happening. A couple of blocks over, it's a different neighborhood, and forget it. There's shootings, there's stabbings, there's just no law, no order.
there you go. See, the way I look at what it cost me to have a concealed carry weapon, I look at it as a tax on my Second Amendment.
Yep.
Well, the things change, the times change. We're always going to be fighting for our gun rights. It's just the way it is. I mean, historically, you go 200 years back, New York City outlawed the guns 200 years back when everybody was carrying a 6-shooter. You couldn't have one in the city. So there's always going to be, it's always going to be uphill battle, and that's why, most of us live in fairly rural area, not in the major cities and all that. Except Bina, he lives in a little 4x4 box, whatever. But once you live in the country, you kind of learn that you rely on yourself and your neighbors. You're not calling the cops for every BS things. If your neighbor's playing the music out loud, you go over there and say, "Hey, just turn it down. I'm trying to sleep."
Yeah.
In a city, there's cops called for every stupid reason.
And if that don't work, do what I do out here. Just crank off about 30 rounds at 2 a.m.
There you go.
Man, that's nasty right there.
Yeah, it's precisely the reason why I got no problem walking around with my little subcompact here in town. But if I go into the city, you better bet I'm carrying something with a larger magazine.
Now here's the screwed up thing. In the New York State, I have a New York State pistol permit. Let that sink in. New York State pistol permit. Okay? Now, I'm not screwing with you. I'm going to show you what it says on the back of the New York State pistol permit. If I can find it. So basically what it says is, let's see.
Valid anywhere except the city of New York?
No, basically it says not valid in the 5 boroughs, which means New York City. So somebody explain me how it says state of New York on my pistol permit, and it specifically says, where the hell does it say? It says somewhere. Yeah, this license is issued under the following blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, it does say it somewhere. I'm halfway drunk, so never mind. But
yeah, mine just
not
says state of
valid.
California, so it doesn't matter where I'm at. even in liberal country.
Well,
No.
but what Val's saying is it's valid in New York State, except where
New York
all the
City.
murders happen, where
Yeah.
everybody's getting shot.
Except where you need it the most.
Yeah, so I mean,
Scott brings up an excellent point, and we see this every single time legislation is brought up. All of these shootings start magically happening, or they magically appear on the news because now they need it.
So hey, it says this license is issued on the following condition, except for retired police officers, not valid in New York City unless approved by the NYC Police Commissioner. So yeah, good luck with that. And that stuff just kind of grinds my gears because like I have this one customer, they're really liberal, against guns and whatnot. But when I ask her, like, okay, so why you hate guns? She goes, I don't think people have enough training to handle the guns. I'm like, okay, I can get behind that. I can, I'm not saying you're right, but okay, I can understand your point. But people don't understand that being a police officer, you fire 50 goddamn rounds every 6 months or once a year or twice a year or whatever to qualify. That's it. And it's not even like you got to have a perfect score. Like the corrections officer, the training and the actual fire, whatever, to qualify for them. Jesus Christ, I can do with the pistol what they have to do with the rifle at 100 yards. I kid you not, And yet they consider law enforcement. They can get it anywhere.
So, Alan, you want to talk about this one? You know about it?
Not specifically. No.
Okay.
There is parts of Des Moines that a lot of people just won't even go through, and it's smart for them to not go through it. And that's exactly what I'm saying. I got no problems where I'm at carrying my subcompact, but if I go up into certain parts of the cities, you best bet I'm carrying something with a little bit more in the mag, because it's not going to be one. It's not going to be one attacker. The gangs and everything else they keep going after, and it's preaching to the choir, but they keep going after all these gun laws that aren't going to affect criminals at all. It's literally going to be people like myself that are just carrying to protect themselves and protect their own and protect the people around them. It has nothing at all to do with minimizing crime or getting guns off the streets, or has nothing at all to do with any of that. This whole ghost gun thing. Yeah, right. That's a farce that they've completely made up entirely.
Yeah.
Well, that's all you hear is
just like the whole gun show loophole thing. It's not a loophole.
they keep screaming ghost gun.
I've bought a number of firearms at gun shows, and because I have a concealed weapons permit, I'm not specifically going through checks, but I see people walk in all the time with permits that get calls. They're calling into NICS. They are getting NICS checks at gun shows. Anybody that truly believes this and wants to test the actual system, go right ahead. Try to go to a gun show and just buy a random gun for pennies on the dollar that they're telling you, and try to not get a background check. See what happens.
Well, I'm going to play a devil's advocate at this one, because before we had the New York Safe Act, a lot of times you would take your guns to a gun show if you want to sell them, and you didn't necessarily sell them to a dealer. You would sell them to individual. Like you strike a conversation. Oh yeah, I got this, and you pretty much sell the gun in the parking lot, which was perfectly legal back then. Nowadays everything needs to go through FFL. So I think the actual gun show loophole, that's where it came from. Not that you necessarily buy from the dealer, because every dealer is gonna have to do a background check on you no matter what. But I think that's where this shit come from. Somebody was probably at some point able to buy the gun. He didn't buy it off the dealer. He bought it off probably somebody else, because most of the states you can buy from one individual to another without any background checks.
Yeah, see, if I want to sell my personal property to my cousin, my brother, or my neighbor, the government don't need to know nothing about it. But what they're screaming is this whole ghost gun thing and the gun show loophole. What they want to do, what was going to happen here. See, when I die, all my guns and stuff like that, my wife, my kids, whoever gets those guns, they want them now to go ahead and get a background check. When now that they changed the paperwork on the 4473, where your name and the serial number is everything right there on the front page. That's just the steps of total registry to find out where all the guns are. My thought is it's done yet. What I have is nobody else's business unless I want to let them know what I got.
Well,
It's
that's
my
the thing.
business.
They want the same thing that Europe has, basically nationwide registry. So every single gun that's out there, they know about. But what the funny thing is, if you do a little research, you find out there's over 400 million illegal guns in Europe. I mean, don't forget, that was a World War II. Okay, they built a lot of freaking guns in the World War II, and you'd be surprised how many of those guns are still in the people's hands all over the Europe. So that's one thing. And since it's really hard in a lot of countries to actually get a legal gun, a lot of people do same thing people do in like New York City. Instead of going through all the hoops to trying to get a gun, they just get one on the street. They get it legal, and they just keep it, and they take the chances. I mean, if I die, every single of my pistol is registered. Okay, but thing is, if I died, and you know what, my son will take him, and my son's gonna live in Iowa or whatever the hell, he'll just take him. The state police can call till they're blue. It's not gonna help them. He has him. He took him to his state, and it's legal over there. It's just there's too much going on from one state to another. There's no, there should be, we should be allowed to carry and all that, just like driver's license. That shit should be universal throughout the whole United States.
It is. It says the Constitution. So screw them.
Well, there's that. I understand that.
Non-compliance is the way. That's the only way we're going to get out of this shit.
Yeah. And the founding fathers put "shall not be infringed" for one reason: to make sure our government fears the people. A government that fears the people will work. A government that does not fear the people makes slaves out of all the people.
All right, but to all you smart asses being so smart, bring your fucking guns and your 30-round magazines and come meet me at my range in New York. How many of you are willing to do that? No. Oh, well, you're crazy enough. But that's the problem.
I'll even bring my 300 blackout pistol. Let's do it.
I was looking to buy magazines online, okay, and for certain guns. And I even had, I was going to have them shipped directly to my gunsmith. He's an FFL, and he would modify them to be 10 rounders. And the guy is selling them like online, whatever, on the forum. He's like, oh, I don't have nothing to do with New York. I'm not shipping it. I'm like, you're not breaking any laws. Just shipping the magazine. Even if you ship it to me, it's my problem, not yours. But here you are, living in a free state, preaching about all the freedom. Yet, you know what? You're being a pussy.
Yeah, like classic firearms can kiss my ass. Just saying.
Why? What classic firearms did you know?
That motherfuckers don't want to touch me. As soon as that time I live in California, they don't want. I tell them, send me the shit without a magazine. I don't give a shit. They're like, no, we can't do that. I'm like, send the roster. Why the fuck you can't send it to me? So fuck them.
Plus, like you said, they're not sending it to you. They're sending it to FFL. So it's just,
I hear you, man.
It's just frustrating when you got to go through all these hoops. Okay, you want to buy a couple extra mags, but they have to be 10 rounds. Okay, they don't have 12. You have to ship them someplace else. Have to modify them. It's just, and even with a standard capacity magazine that's limited to 10 rounds, it's still questionable basically because that shit could be reversed or whatever. Still, if the cop really wants to pinch you, they can pinch you. I mean, thankfully, I never once in my life had a cop actually ask me to see my gun. And I'm being a nice guy. In New York State, we do not have to inform the police officers that we carry. I do anyway, almost every time.
I do too. It's just common courtesy, man.
I'm just being nice. And usually you get pulled over for either speeding ticket or texting or some bullshit. So if I show them the pistol point, usually he looks at me differently and lets me slide. But never once the guy asked me which gun I got on me. He didn't ask to see it. He just asked me which one I have on me, and that was about it.
Out here, when you get pulled over by the sheriff or whatever, well, we're required to say I'm a concealed carrier, and either yes, I do have a gun, or no, I don't have a gun on me. And it's like once you tell them that, it's like, well, hey, what do you carry? And I tell them CZ, and they get in a big. I mean, we just start talking about guns, and I just get a warning, and it right here says you have a nice day, and the only reason I didn't give you a ticket is because you didn't tell me Glock.
Well, I'll tell you what, try to get pulled over in Europe and you show them a New York State driver's license and they're looking at you like you got such fucking leg, okay? And then you start, somehow you get out of the half the fine because most of the Europe you have to pay the fine right on the spot. And then you start talking to cops, bullshitting, and the cop's like, yeah, well, in the United States, when a cop pulls you over, he's got his gun drawn and that's how he goes. I'm like, guys, you watch way too many fucking movies. Shit does not work like that.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, bearded CB's right. A lot of people here in Iowa, all we do is we hand them both IDs. We hand them the concealed carry card and along with the driver's license. I've had an officer go, "Oh, I don't need that, thanks." And that was it. Never said anything at all. But then again, when he walked up to the car, I already had my hands out the window, and he's like, "It's okay, you can put your hands in and pull it out." And I gave it to him. He's like, "Oh, it's okay, I don't need that."
Because you're not a threat to him.
The systems tell you when they call in saying that they're going to stop this vehicle, that vehicle is licensed to a licensed concealed weapons holder, right?
Yeah.
And so I recently seen a report of a guy that a rookie officer and a senior officer pulled a guy over, and in on their screen is this guy's a concealed weapons holder. And the cop walked up, asked for his driver's license, his ID, and his insurance, and he went to go reach for his glove compartment, and the rookie officer panicked and pulled his weapon. And the senior officer was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "He's got a gun in the car. He's got a gun in the car." He's like, "Yeah, was he pulling it on you?" "Well, no, he was reaching for his insurance just like you told him to do."
Well, that's the mindset. That's the mindset, and that's the actually European mindset is that nobody else should have a gun but by the military and the police because they are the ones that are trained and qualified to have the guns. That's just a mindset. Give me a second. I gotta take this. It's my mom.
I said hi.
Hey, and I don't care what state you live in. I mean, the guys in this room shoot a lot. And I'll tell you what, I bet you we shoot better than 95% of the people in law enforcement in our areas.
No, I mean, I've said it before. I've seen some of these people come in and do qualifications, and they're horrible. Absolutely freaking horrible. And yeah, it's sad that they're out there supposedly protecting us.
I must say,
grasping their Glocks like this.
Teacup.
No, you know what? I must say, my CZ, I'm starting to become quite fond of my little 75 compact. It's more gooder. It's dead balls accurate. That's what I like about it.
Oh, if you like that one, get an orange. Orange.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Orange.
you gotta remember. You gotta remember something, Daniel.
Oh, he's in
Shadows are gonna
California.
cost a heck of a lot more in California.
No,
It's like
I can
twice
get
the
a
price.
I can get a Shadow too. But
Yeah,
Yeah, you can
get
get
it.
them. It's like twice the price.
yeah, it's twice the price, bro. So I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
No,
Shadow 2s may cause cancer in the state of California.
yeah, that too. Yeah. No.
Exposes
I
people
mean,
to
it's
lead.
like it's like buying a Shadow 2 is equivalent to buying a 1050, bro. That's how I look at it. I'm like, damn, 1050? Shadow 2. No. I'm good.
What's a 1050?
The Dylan 1050?
Oh, okay, reloading press. I thought we were talking guns.
Yeah.
Not reloading. This
Yeah.
is Saturday. This is Sunday night, not Friday night.
No. I'm just doing an equivalent here. You know, this is the mindset that some people have here. Just saying.
Mario, guys like you
Yeah,
and I.
Mario goes to look at a new car and he goes, okay, that's going to be 11 1050s and 2 550s.
Yes. Yes.
Mario, for guys like you and I, we don't need to buy a Mustang Cobra to go grocery shopping.
Hey man,
We-
don't be hating, man. Don't be hating. You know, once in a while, I like to put the song, you know, Born to Be Wild. You know, feel like Al Bundy, like yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and you know, just feel like going down the country road, bro. You know, I mean, you can do it. It's okay. No, but I don't, man. I don't. You're right. I don't need that. I don't need the Mustang.
Yeah, you don't think so until you actually shoot one. You shoot one, you're like, I need this kind of love in my life.
Yeah, no, they're beautiful guns though.
2 weeks ago, my wife and I, we went to this other church's little get together. They were having a shoot, and there were 4 diehard Glock guys there.
Oh, RTTs.
No, I let 4 of them.
That's what you need to call them.
I let 4
RTT
different.
guys.
I mean, I set it off right at the back, and it's like the preacher's son. He walked out of the house and he's wearing a Glock hat. And I said, "Oh my, I want to apologize now because it's game on." He looks at me, and goes, "What? I hate Glocks, just because I like picking on people that like Glocks." But I let him shoot it. I let these other 2 young guys, and his dad shot it. And the only one that didn't have a big grin on his face after shooting the Shadow 2 was the dad. And that's because his tongue hurt because he was biting his tongue so hard because the other guys come off the line going, that thing is just dead on accurate.
Yeah, I mean, the only other ones that I could say that I really enjoy shooting is a 1911. 1911 is it's a great gun.
Part of the reason they're so dang accurate is that trigger.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I like those old 1911s because that's when they were hand lapped and everything, and those triggers are just smooth.
My mom says hi.
What happened?
Hey, Mom.
My
Hey,
mom
you
said
are
hi.
looking mighty Matrix, sir.
How's your mom doing?
She's good. She's good. She just calls once in a while to see how we're doing.
That's good now.
So, hold on. Anna Lee Brown, is that her name? Was talking about earlier. She's talking about Anna Lee Brown was talking about buying guns at the gun show, and she had to do a background check. What's up with that? I mean, they always the liberals are always telling us about the gun show loophole.
Yeah, I took a pistol to the gun shows because I was actually going to see about trading up on it. going to use it as partial payment, essentially. And just a random dude asked me if what it was, and I told him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what are you looking to get for it?" And I told him, and he's like, "Well, yeah, I'm really interested in buying it. I got the money on me." And I'm like, "Yeah, you got your concealed weapons permit on you?" "Oh, no. Sorry, I can't do business with you."
That's a smart thing to do. Or if you do decide to sell it, then it's legal. At least take a copy of his driver's license or something. Just so if something does happen, you are covered.
Yeah, somebody asked me if
Any bill of sale that I would create is going to have their identification numbers and everything on it. I mean, it's not just, if you're purposely selling any gun to anybody that's willing to buy it, then you might be committing a crime on yourself. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh my goodness! And
look at that doggy. Look at
that's
that
another
vicious
thing.
doggy.
That's another thing Anna Lee Brown just brought up here.
Yeah. By
She
the
had
way,
walked around looking at stupid stuff while she waited on her background check. Okay, back in the day, you went to a gun show. Vendors had guns. Some of them had gun parts. Some of them had milsurps and parts for milsurps. A lot of them had scopes, ammunition, gun-related stuff. Now you go to a gun show and you see coin collectors, people selling boiled peanuts, people selling cotton candy, people selling stamps. Okay, you get it?
Yeah, it's crazy, some of this stuff. I haven't been to the Ohio gun one for a while. It's a 3-hour drive one way, but you'll see all kinds of stuff there. And that's been going on for years and years, the way that they have it. But it is just full of everything. Just like that. Just like you're saying, coins, stamps, you name it. They're everywhere.
Bearded CB said it before I got it out. Knife sharpeners. Good God. Every single show, knife sharpeners.
Every other table is knives and knife sharpeners. Yep.
And you can see all different variations, from tons of cheap junk Chinese knockoff crap to some really, really good knives or whatnot. Yeah, you see everything and anything being sold, anything that's collectible. And even in in some of our recent shows, I have seen quilters bringing in their quilts, and they're literally like the grandmas with their quilts at the gun show selling their quilts.
Yep. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
What the
Go ahead.
John Haig was asking, they're not making it easy for civilians to sell or buy guns or ammo. What do you think? That's part of their game plan. They won't.
That's part of it all. The question is okay, well, we don't have a national gun registry. We're not allowed to have a national gun registry. We're going to keep pushing for it. But in the process, everybody has to get a background check. We're going to know exactly who you are, when you had a background check for what weapon.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this much, okay? Don't believe any of that. We all seen Star Wars, okay? And they all had blasters, and that's hundreds of years from now. So we know the guns are not going away.
Yes, and we can be like Demolition Man and go into the museum and get a blaster there too.
There you go.
Well,
right,
but I'm worried. I'm worried that I might actually get a stormtrooper weapon, because apparently those things are just like completely inaccurate.
No bore setting whatsoever on those.
Well, maybe if they stop firing them from the hip, that'll probably help too, Now that not everybody's Rambo with the M60, under each arm.
That just shows you that it was successful, that they got rid of the the arm brace is now you put arm braces on those, Luke Skywalker would have been dead in the first movie.
No, he had a lightsaber.
Well, no, but the stormtroopers, they didn't have an arm brace.
Oh, okay.
If you guys listen to what the hell you guys are discussing, seriously?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna get done here. So we're gonna start going through the room. Mario, we'll start with you.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate y'all. Much love. That's all I got. Peace out.
All right, short and sweet, unlike Mario, usual, but that's good. We'll go with it. Jamie, what you got, brother?
Lots of interesting questions and interesting people out there in the side chat. Check us out Friday nights at 8 o'clock on Georgia Shooting Connection. Thanks for having me, brother.
Absolutely, all the pleasure. Val?
Thanks for having me, and may the force be with you.
You're gay. Whatever.
All right, Daniel?
Well, we just want to make sure that Scotsman gets through a good day of work where he's not hurting and everything, so we can make some shooting videos again, and maybe drag that behind my mower or under the mower or whatever. But thanks for having me on.
All good to have you, brother. All right, guys, we've had lots of good discussions out there, lots of good comments, and I appreciate it very much. That being said, I want everyone to remember that not every administration and not every government is absolute. So remember that. Stay in the fight, stay safe, stay vigilant, and I'm going to throw it to Alan to take us out.
Man, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. It's been a great discussion tonight, great chat, and I'm not sure how well this will be received, but it's going to keep happening until I'm told not to keep my magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!